Hey, welcome to Niko Nerd and Tech of Tomorrow, and this is my review on the Nextbit Robin. So this is the Nextbit Robin. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 processor, a 5.2-inch 1080p IPS display. It is protected by Gorilla Glass 4, 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of onboard storage, as well as USB Type-C, NFC Quick Charge 2.0, Bluetooth 4.0 low energy, dual front-facing stereo speakers as well, and it works on GSM networks for their only variant. They had talked about releasing variant 4 Verizon and Sprint, a CDMA. However, that one fell through on Kickstarter and ended up not coming to production. They say they ran into more problems on designing a phone for those networks than they thought would actually happen. We do also have a fingerprint reader as well. They built it right into the side. And that's about it for the tour on the actual phone itself, with the volume buttons on the other side. So I've used the phone for a couple days now. The speakers are very nice. Having front-facing stereo speakers are going to be nice on most systems just because it sounds so much better. However, on louder volume levels, it does tend to get a little bit tingy. The volume buttons, I do not like the placement of them. I always misinterpret the volume up for volume down just because of how low they are on the actual phone frame itself. The phone looks great. I absolutely love the look of this red. This red is a newer color. The blue or turquoise and white was the original, and they do also have a more dark tone matte black as well, all matte black and green. I like the different look to it. It's finally a different step for most phone carriers. Phones have tend to start looking very similar over the past couple of years. This is a really nice turn for that. The build quality feels really nice. The plastic is something that we haven't had in a little while on a higher end phone. It's definitely, it feels cool. However, I do worry about if this was to get sat on, I think it would quite easily break in half. It's the processor they put in it, the Snapdragon 808, was, in my opinion, quite underpowered for its time. Most phones coming out today, and when this phone came out, the Snapdragon 820 wasn't quite released. However, the 810 was readily available and really would have given a much-needed speed boost for this phone. It's great on day-to-day tasks, but the second I try gaming or any heavy-use multitasking, it really slows down and lags down. So the specialty, what's so special about this phone is the little cloud here. When it's syncing, will actually have little lights in the back, but it's supposed to be syncing the storage on board to what's in the cloud. So if you fill up on applications and are taking a long 4K video or downloading a large music file, it'll offload apps on the phone and remove them from your phone, and they'll be pulled back down next time you connect to Wi-Fi and remove the larger video off your phone. It's a really cool concept to expand the storage of the device itself. However, it really, unless you just happen to be someone with 25 gigabytes of apps and take a lot of video that you then offload off the phone, it's not going to be too practical. I would prefer, like most phones coming out now, are base 64 gigabytes. That's enough for me, and for people who need more, some of the phone manufacturers are putting in the SD card expansion. So they have an interesting launcher, so you can pin applications that you don't want to be available to offload on here. That way you don't go to open up your Facebook Messenger and you find out that's offloaded because you took some video. It's quite useful. You have a different style app drawer where it's just A to Z list. They didn't change too much. They have some cool animations, different looking notifications as well. It's definitely an interesting system. I'm just not a fan of the actual concept. It's not a useful day-to-day thing for me personally. Another thing, the camera on this is not on par with other cameras out today. It has a 13 megapixel camera on it. However, the actual image processing is really slow and laggy, and even the photos don't come out very well. The front-facing camera is no different, if any worse. So I mentioned earlier that this device has a fingerprint reader on the side of it. I really like this placement of the button because it's very easy to access from the front, or if it's facing down, or if it's in hand. It's very easy to access and not with any of the drawbacks necessarily that you'd find on buttons that are located at the bottom or on the back of the phone, like most other major phones out today. However, it is accurate. Like when it works, it goes very fast. However, it's not reliable. The fingerprint, I constantly find myself needing to replace my thumb a couple tries for it to actually work. And I have retrained my thumb. I've had to try other fingers as well. It just doesn't seem to always get it right. When it is quite fast though. My other complaint is being an IPS display. I just don't care, or don't like personally non-AMOLED screens. A lot of the darks on it just don't look very true. You have a far lower contrast ratio. In addition to that, it doesn't have any dark mode, which I really got used to and absolutely love from my OnePlus 3. Is the whole actual user interface after you make it into settings is all very bright and white, which in any dark environment at night or when you're trying to navigate through the settings, it's not very pleasant to have a bright white screen staring in the face the entire time. I really like the ability of a dark mode. I think that really concludes most of my thoughts on the phone itself. You can decide if it's for you. This phone originally started on Kickstarter. I don't know personally how well it's doing right now in the market. It's quite small and only sold to their company itself. It'd be really interesting to see if and what they do for a second generation for the phone itself, and if they continue on. This phone did come from a lot of previous Apple and Android employees that actually were on the base level of designing Android and iOS. So I think it could have been a lot better considering especially who designed the phone itself. And if you think I missed anything or have any question on the phone, feel free to obviously comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can as well. Hey, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my review on the Nextbit Robin. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And my next review will actually be on the Razer Blade Stealth laptop. Have a good day.